Hi, AJ. Hi, CJ. Hi, Rihanna. Hi, Blake. All right, so we are doing like a little experiment today. So I'm going to put the supplies list on my screen so that you guys can gather things. You should have gotten most of this stuff in your kits this week. But let me share that for you. So there's a list of things that you need. You'll need a pitcher or like a giant measuring thing, something with a spout so that you can pour liquid out of it. A clean glass, salt, it can be table salt or sea salt, a pencil or popsicle stick, and a string or thread. Okay? And then also a spoon to stir with. I'll give you guys just another minute or so to find that stuff, and then if you still don't have everything gathered, I'll give you time later to find it as well. Hi, I have a list of supplies presented on the screen in front of you right now. If you want to take like a minute or so to gather some of that, you can. I'll give you time later to find it as well. It should be in your kits. I think most of this stuff should be in your kit.
Will these look at the picture too? No, Mom.
Wait a minute. I'm using like a measuring cup like this as my pitcher, or it just needs to be like a larger thing that you can mix your water and salt in.
work or not?
Yeah, that should be fine. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I will put this list back up later if you still haven't gathered everything, but I'm gonna go to the beginning and start. Okay, so today we are starting our STEAM a week. Full steam ahead is what it's called on the website. Today is the S in STEAM, which stands for science. And science is, yeah, do you guys like science? See some excited faces. We're gonna learn about the scientific method today, which is what makes science science. So it makes it special and different from everything else on this that we learn about, okay? So, what is the scientific method? It is a step-by-step process that leads to discovery. The scientific method starts with a question. So questions like, is the earth round? Why is the sky blue? And today, can I grow a salt crystal? Right, that's gonna be our question that's gonna spur our discovery today, okay? Can you guys think of any other questions that you might have? What's something that you maybe want to learn more about, or a problem that you would like to solve? Can you think of a question? If you want to keep thinking, you can type it in the chat as well, if you would like to do that instead.
How does light appear when you switch the light bulb thing? Like
Okay.
how light comes on?
So how does a light circuit work when you flip the switch and the light turns on? How does that work? Yeah, that's a really good question. I think we might touch on that later this week maybe, but that's a good one. Anyone else? Yeah, go for it. Unmute yourself and you can share, hun.
One time, I got this really cool project that I think relates to this one.
Yeah.
And
very cool.
You walk some crystals, and then you let it set for 24 hours, and then see what it did.
Yeah.
And,
You're gonna give away our experiment. That's very cool. You know what's happening. All right. We're gonna move on, okay? But I like that you know what's going on. Good stuff. Okay. So this is step 1 and step 2. We already talked about step 1. Step 1 is the scientific method is to ask a question. So our question today is, can we grow salt crystals? Step 2 is to do some research. How do salt crystals form? Where do they form? Yeah. So a lot of salt is found in the ocean, right? We know that oceans and seas are salt water. So oftentimes we form salt crystals from evaporating water, drying out water. Okay. Step 3 of our process is forming a hypothesis. Have you guys heard of that word before, hypothesis? Yes, so I see some head nods. So a hypothesis is a prediction or guess that you can test. That's the important part. You have to be able to test it. And it's stated in the form of a statement. So you're not asking a question anymore, it's a statement. So our hypothesis for today is, can I grow a salt crystal in 1 day? Do you guys think we can grow a salt crystal in 1 day? We're gonna test it and we're gonna find out. All right, the next step, step 4, is to design and test an experiment. So our experiment today, we're going to create a solution. So we're going to dissolve a bunch of salt in some water, which is a solution. We're going to place a string in the water, and then we're going to wait a day and record our results. In fact, this experiment because we're doing it on the first day, we're going to observe our salt crystals every day this week. And then on Friday, we're going to show off our salt crystals that we grow. Sound good? So this is going to be a 5-day experiment. All right. Step 5, you analyze the results. So you're going to look at your observations and you're going to ask yourself, is our hypothesis correct? Did we grow a salt crystal in one day? How long did it take? What are your predictions for the future? And then our last step, we're going to form a conclusion. We're going to answer our hypothesis. Yes or no? Can we grow a salt crystal in one day? And then we're going to try and see if we can explain why or why not. And then maybe we can come up with other tests that we could do. What if we use different types of salt? What if we use different materials instead of string to grow the salt on? Do you have a question, hun? Go for it.
Do we use the whole package of salt or just half of it?
I'll show you what to do. You might only use like half of it.
Okay.
But follow along and I'll show you what to do, okay? Okay. Awesome. All right, so now we're gonna try this experiment. So here's your list of materials again. If you have all of them, you can show me a thumbs up and then we'll get started. Or you can send me a message in the chat as well if you would prefer to do that. All right. So now I'm going to stop sharing. So that I can show you what to do, all right? So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take your pitcher or your measuring cup, whatever you're using to mix your salt in, and you're gonna fill it with warm water, warm or hot water, okay? You don't have to boil it. It can come from your tap faucet, but it needs to be warm.
Do we want it to be full or just half?
It doesn't matter. Just make sure you have enough in there, plenty in there, okay? All right, so now I have my pitcher of warm water. Let me see if I can show you better. I'm going to pour salt into it. And then stir it until it dissolves and becomes clear.
I have a question.
Yeah?
Once the salt dissolves, could we do if we have extra salt, could we do it again?
Yeah, absolutely.
But with cold water to see what's the difference?
Yeah, you absolutely could. That would be a really great second experiment that we could do afterwards. So see how my water's clear? I'm gonna put more salt in it until I see that there's a little bit of salt on the bottom. You want it to be a very saturated solution, okay?
Go because I'm gonna make.
You want it to be clear, to have a little bit of salt on the bottom. You see how mine still doesn't have salt on the bottom? I'm gonna keep going.
Ooh, yours is coming out great.
All right, I'm gonna add even just a little bit more salt. It has to be super, super salty to grow our crystals. All right, now that I have my salt solution, I'm going to pour my salt solution into my clean glass.
Do we do that, or if we have a picture, do we do?
You just need to make sure it's in a clear glass so that you can observe what's going on inside of it. It's important for our experiment to be able to see what's happening. All right, now you can set your glass with your solution aside. And now I want you to get your string and your stick, whether you're using a pencil or a lollipop or a popsicle stick. I'm using like a skewer that I broke in half. Okay, from there, you're gonna take your string. I'm going to measure it so that it's about as long as my cup. And then I'm going to wrap it around and tie it. Okay.
Could we use like tape to tie it?
Tape? I mean, you can do what you need to do in order to make it stay on your stick. How about that? So there's my string and stick. Once you have your string and your stick tied, you're just going to put that into your cup. Right? Now, once you have your string in your cup, you're gonna find something to cover it. I just took a blank piece of paper and I'm going to put it over my cup, okay? And then you're going to set this aside and we're going to observe it over the next couple days to watch our salt crystal grow, all right? So I'm gonna set mine right back here where we can all see it. And I'm going to put my piece of paper over it. Okay. You see, look, my cup is already, it's already forming salt crystals on the thing that I mixed it in. So that's how salty it is. Okay. Let me know when you are done with all of those steps. So you're going to tie your string around a stick, put your stick in your string in the water. So the string is hanging in the water and the stick is resting on the lips of your cup. You're gonna put a piece of paper over it and set it aside. And then you will be done for today. Okay, well, that's where we're going to end today. I look forward to watching our salt crystals grow. When we come back tomorrow, the first thing we're going to do is observe our salt crystal and write some observations down so that when we come back to it on day 5, we have data that we can analyze and we can draw conclusions on. But otherwise, I'm done for today. Tomorrow is the T in STEAM. We're going to talk about technology, maybe learn a little bit about coding and maybe a little bit about grids. And yeah, but otherwise, have a great rest of your day, guys. The slideshow for this video will be uploaded onto the site so that you can do the experiment with that. There's a video on YouTube as well, and then this video will go up on YouTube as well. So if you didn't finish it or if you want to try it again later, you can always come back to this information, okay? All right, bye guys, have a great rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm doing my cold water solution.
I like it. I can't wait to see if it changes anything.
Thank
right.
you.
Thank
Bye
you.
guys.
Good, you go.